Everybody, welcome back. We're doing another Marvel Future Revolution video. In this one, what's next? What does the future hold? Is it a revolution? Is it something else? What do we think about everything that's happened post that discovery, I'll call it, for most of what I've seen, all of the at least NA/EU player base, learning that Netmarble had cut 70% of its development staff about 6 weeks ago. So we're going to get into that. If you want to see more content like this, whether it's for Future Revolution or something else, we'll talk about that a little bit. I want you to think about hammering down the like button. All right, let's talk about it.
Bring me WolverThor!
So this is a B-roll video. Wolvie's gonna chill back there, and I will say that, you know what? I'm gonna start off a positive note on this video because I think, frankly, we all could use a little bit. And the way that Wolverine plays and moves around is absolutely beautiful. I love it. He feels great. It's fantastic. Okay, so there's that. So the question, what does the future hold? The answer is nobody really knows. Thanks for coming by. See you later. Leave a comment below if you want to help out the YouTube algorithm. If you want to speculate and go further, stay with me. So the future holds, we don't know, truthfully. It could be the game is coming to an end. It could mean that there's a positive sign here. I was a part of, shout out to Andy. He was streaming today. I was on his stream for a little bit, just chatting. There's a lot of different viewpoints that some people are taking, whether it be completely negative or completely positive. I think that, and what I commented on his stream was, all I was doing was reporting facts. Facts that were on an article, period. Everything after that is my feelings. My feelings are no more justified than yours if they're opposite. Each feeling is a feeling. I might have a reason to have where I feel. You might have one to have you feel. Of my reasons, you'll have yours. We might have the same topic, or there might be a same point, and I might feel one way about it, and you could feel another way. So I think collectively, frankly, is not just gamers within this community, but as a society, we need to recognize that and say that it's okay for people to have different feelings about a same point. So from there, you know, for me personally, the reason, and this might be part of my career. So part of what I do for a living is I have to plan and find out the worst possible things that can happen and plan for them and adjust and make sure that things get fixed quickly. And get adjusted quickly. So I always plan and think about the worst case scenarios. Like, all right, what's the worst case scenario? All right, if it's that, then we could do this, this, or this. All right, what about if it's that? We could do this, this, or this. And so I have all these scenarios planned out. And depending what route we go, we have some options. And then as we hit these things, we might adjust those options. We might execute some of them, et cetera, et cetera. So my brain is just sort of naturally trained that way. And I'm sure some of that spills over into my content. So in this particular case, I am worried. There are, I want to talk about first, to me, I see at least 8 signs that worry me. And it's not just about this 70%. And this is the part where I'm like, it's not just about there's 70% of the developers moved away from the game. We've had 2 quarters in a row of bad earnings reports from Netmarble. Last quarter, they were down about 17%. The quarter before that, they were 6% down. Check out, if you want to go see the other videos on those specifics, go check it. I'm not going to bring those back up. So that inherently worries me about a company's strength. They certainly could be, you know, trying to shift things around and better, whatever, but ultimately, at the end of the day, when you're down that much 2 quarters in a row, especially when you're a company that's publicly traded, people are freaking out, and sometimes they make dramatic moves, which could be towards the sign of the positive things. It's like, hey, they might have had to do this to try to like boost their stocks. Okay, I could see that and say, okay, that is a thing I could see a company doing, and I'm not saying what they did there was the wrong move. The move just worries me about the strength of that company for the future. So that's you know, one thing. Obviously, we talked about them cutting the devs by 70% a month and a half ago. That to me is very, very concerning, especially given that I feel like the game is not in an easy space yet. It's not like in coast mode. I feel like there's a lot of things that they've got to do with balancing that they still haven't figured out. You know, good offers, certain things that are buggy in game. And, you know, I don't think they need to add any more modes, but I do think that they need to figure out what's the right way for Dark Zone, what's the right way for, you know, blitzes, reoccurring things, fodder, like all of these things need to be run and reviewed. And I just, because of that, I'm like, I don't think you should be cutting down the devs on the game yet, but hey, I don't make games, so maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. And maybe I don't. But anyway, we'll go forward. So the other part is they appear to not be doing anything for the 1-year anniversary. That's a sign that's a little concerning. Not the end of the world, but it's on there. Now, the one that I'd actually have more concerned about that is there were no ads for Wolverine at all. At all. One of the biggest characters in all of Marvel. There were no ads. I'd say he's probably top 3 to 5 character. They did do the ads for Scarlet Witch. They didn't for Wolverine. Now, you know, I don't know if Marvel Games or Marvel Entertainment need to be paid by a company like Netmarble to retweet. I know maybe sometime like a celebrity might need to be paid. Sure, I'm down with that. But I think that Marvel Games and Marvel Entertainment would just retweet for free. Like, so Netmarble made a Wolverine trailer. It's out there. It's on YouTube for them. You know, it's in existence. What I don't get is why Marvel Games or Marvel Entertainment wouldn't just slap a copy and paste line that says, you know, I'm coming for you, bub. You know, come play Marvel Future Revolution with the video. Tweet out to your millions of people. Same thing with Marvel Games, you know, and that's huge. You know, I talked about on Indie Stream a little bit or somewhere today. I don't remember. It's been a blurry day. You know, you've got content creators out there who are already making content for this stuff. And I know you could probably have to be careful with that a little bit, but I know for some of the CCCs back in the day, Netmarble was at least allowed to use some of their footage in their advertising, which I was frankly fine with. I'm like, that's fine. Like, use my stuff. It'll help promote my channel. It's a win-win. So they have some of that. And even if they didn't have that, you know, do it regardless if you're in CCC. If you want to reach out to a content creator and go, hey, can we use this part of your video in an ad and we'll link it or something? Personally, I'd be like, yeah, go ahead. Go. Thank you. You know what I mean? Like, help me advertise as well. So it's a win-win for everybody there. And I would think that would be a pretty simple, low-cost way to advertise. So that's the part I don't understand about the no ads at all. On top of that, you know, I mentioned the CCC program, the fact that they did not confirm that for a third season. I don't want to say it any different than that because that's the only thing I factually know. I don't want to say the program's over. I don't want to say that they're never doing it again, that they kicked us all out. Yes, it was kind of different than the end of the season 1, but all I factually know is they did not confirm a third season. But nonetheless, it's concerning. The lack of communication in general from Netmarble, that's another concerning part. So I'm kind of like, okay, we're now into September. There are no September bundles, which is kind of like, okay, again, like you don't do your anniversary or appear not to do your anniversary, which I still think they really should do something because they've said it in multiple places that it's coming. And there's, you know, gamers can legitimately complain that they didn't get what they were expecting based on those statements. By the way, and I understand why gaming companies don't like to make statements because now they have to follow through on it, but that's sort of the fact of life. And sorry, gaming companies and everybody, if you make a statement, people react to said statement, you know, they're gonna hold you accountable later. I think that's just, that's what we all owe each other, is to hold each other accountable, whether it's in a game or life or work or whatever. So no September bundles. I just find it odd. It's ways to make money and they need money. They didn't do it the anniversary. I'm like, what are you guys doing? There's ways to make money. This is giving people more problem. And then they've got events in game going for 30 to 70 days. So to me, that shows a sign of potentially looking to buy some additional time for stuff, whatever it is, you know, and I think that's probably the least concerning. And that's why I've got it sort of at the end of the road, except for the fact that we're already bleeding players quite often. So, you know, waiting 30 to 70 days for an update or content or new things could be problematic. And that would worry me about the future of the game in general. So it's like, I understand that might be the best you can do with 30 developers. And okay, but I'm not sure that's a great move. So those are the things why I come to my feelings. The reason I brought all those up is why I feel the way I feel. Okay, so the next steps to me are we're processing this. I'd say in the next 24 to 48 hours, everyone's going to be sort of processing this, see what we think. I heard a rumor that sounds like Cynic Alex, who covers Marvel Future Fight, might be making a video on all this as well. So I'm very interested in hearing his thoughts. And part of the reason is he is been involved with games with Netmarble, and specifically Netmarble Monster and a Marvel IP with them for many years. He's very intimately involved with that. I've seen some videos where there've been, ups and downs with them in that Marvel Future Fight. So for that reason, I'm very interested in hearing what you have to say. I'm hoping he does do a video. I've got my fingers crossed, and I'll definitely watch it intently with understanding. Just kind of, again, his opinion, his feeling, right? We all have feelings. Everyone's is justified. The reason I'm most interested or very interested in his is because of the experience he's had with this particular company. If he goes, hey guys, this is just par for the course, and Future Fight, they totally did this happened, we had to do this, I'd be like, okay, cool. All right, you know what, community? Based on what he said, maybe we should do, what do you guys think? This, or this? Maybe that'll help. I don't know. So anyway, I'm interested in seeing that. So part of the thing that I know for me, next steps, is that I'm processing still. I'm processing with my alliance mates. I'm processing internally. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. Now for you've got to do the same thing. One thing I'd like to at least advise everybody is, and I say this every video that I do ever an offer review, or anytime I touch money in this game, is you should have, this is a hobby. This is a hobby, just like, if you go to a basketball game or pay for a basketball league, you pay while you're there and then you're done. Okay, once the league is over, it is done. The league could end on, for a day, the league could end for a month, but you paid money to do that. You paid money to go to a game, and then it's done. And you've lost that money. You should look at this game the same way. Is whatever your budget is for your hobbies, make sure that you spend only that. If it's $50 a month, then don't spend any more than $50. If it's $100 a month, same. If it's $1,000 a month, same. Okay, you need to look at it that same way. At least that's my advice to you. So anyway, having said that, I think it'll then transition into potentially what do we think the game needs? Now, a lot of us have talked about this for a long time. I need to digest this a little bit. I'm not going to go through a bunch of suggestions now. Obviously, there's PvE, PvP stuff, deals, offers, things along those lines. Fodder is a huge thing. I promise I won't go any further in listing. But I think that, naturally that could be sort of where it goes next. I mean, some people are going to be looking for people to blame. That's natural. I don't know who to blame. I'm sure there's somebody out there. I know there's some people asking who does this, who does that. I'm sure that stuff's going to start surfacing as well. And they're going to say, what is this person doing? They're in charge of this or that. I've seen some of that. You know what I mean? I've seen it with other games specifically. And sometimes, they're all humans, but, still, it's like, hey, can you person who's doing this, get your team to communicate with us? Let us know what's up. So, that's sort of where I'm at with the game in general. The future for me, I still plan to play this game. I am going to keep within my budget. I'm going to meet my alliance mates every night to go run alliance raids and alliance war, alliance raids and dark zone, and do my dailies. I'm gonna try to do content every day still. Am I very interested in seeing Disney Plus's and or Disney and Marvel's gaming thing on September 9th? Yes. Am I wanting to see what other games are out there? I'm always looking. I'm always seeing what's out there, because as a content creator and somebody with games, that's natural. But I'm not going to quit MFR. I like MFR at its base gameplay. That's why I try to start off with a positive. I think that the game still, regardless of this, they still have potential to do good things. Could it be slower? Maybe. I'd like to know what their full-time plans are. Are you maintenance mode this game? Are you sunsetting this game? Because in my opinion, you owe your consumers the right to know that. That should be known. If you're doing that, you need to, let that be known so that people can decide what they want to do. That's my opinion, because otherwise, I don't think it's fair to, get people's money with the expectation that you might be closing a game in a year or two, or maybe 2 months. I don't even know. I'm making stuff up at this point. So I'd love that communication. So I'm definitely going to keep playing. I mentioned the hobby, spending within your budget. That is really, really important. I want to keep hearing from everybody. What are some of the things that you think the game needs this is the important part, is easy things for the game to make money that people will enjoy. And what I mean by that is, I'm going to make it simply. Put an apple in every corner. in the game, and everybody would love it, and it would make Netmarble a ton of money, and it's really easy to do. That's the part that's critical. Is if someone's like, oh, I need Dark Zone so that you can do this, and it's got a fun to do this, and ties this, and ties that, and okay, hold on, time out. Like, that sounds super cool, but that's not going to make an immediate impact on the financials and or, you know, really get anybody going all that exciting, you know, as far as play and fun and all that sort of thing. So you've really got to sort of think that part through. I'm trying to find something that's easy, that we as a player, for the developers, and will make the developers money, and keep it players engaged and fun. Halfson and I have talked as usual. One of the things he mentioned that I really love, and I think Netmarble should harness, is, do you remember that feeling, at least when the game first came out, like the Maestro Blitz, level 100, before there was any other content in the game? How much fun it was to go into that Blitz, try to fight him, have a pre-made to try to beat him, people refreshing to go back in and again and again and again and again and try to beat him. Now, part of it was because of the Blitz badges drop rates were pretty good. Hint, hint, fodder drops or have them and people will go for them. So, but the challenge, the fun, the repeating of that, right now there's not a lot of it. So I'm looking for things along those lines. I'm starting to ramble here a little bit, so I appreciate you guys making it this far, but I do think there's next steps. While I think I am concerned, and my feelings are a little bit more pessimistic than the optimistic side of things, I still want to try to stay as optimistic as I can, but I'm going to continue to share with you folks anything I find that seems to be fact. I want everybody to say if they see differently. You know, I know some people are misunderstanding how much the game is made or not made. You know, let me know what you think the game's made. I've seen the financials. I know some of those other websites out there, they're not really indicative. I think it's called like App Annie or something like that. If I understand that right, I don't think that actually shows what they truly made. I think it's an estimation of the revenue. And I actually don't think it's always accurate. I think it's an assumption based on certain things that other games report. So somebody tell me that below. I think that's the case, but I'd be curious. So I'm going to end it here. Appreciate you guys making this far. If you want to hammer down that like button, if you want to hit the notification bell and subscribe to keep getting this sort of content and whatever content this channel holds in the future, which hopefully will be endless years of MFR and a ton of fun, I'd appreciate you. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day.